Yeah.
I wanted to clap too.
Oh, no one feels special now. Welcome
Well, I am special, but
welcome to the Exanime podcast. This is episode number 26.
yes, it is. Some might say.
Yes, I might say. I am someone.
Hey, new season, new us.
Don't do that.
I didn't.
Don't do that.
I immediately regretted my decision.
Quick news update, I guess.
We got our tickets.
Yes.
For the Train movie. We're going to watch Trains.
Kimetsu no Yaiba, Demon Slayer.
Megun Trainer.
No. Yeah, Megan Trainer. You fucking idiot. Oh, my God.
Fuck you too, buddy.
Yeah.
Isn't it Megun Train or Mugen Train?
What is it? I think it's Mugen Train.
Nah, it's Megan Train now. That's the title of our episode. Exanime, Megan Train.
God.
It sounds so bad.
Next week will be hosted in a different location by myself. I think it's best this way.
I bring so much to the table. Literally, I bring so much to the table. Don't you just love it here? We bought our tickets.
Official pronunciation, by the way, is Kimetsu no Yaiba movie Mugen Risha in.
I'm not going to remember that.
Yeah, of course.
Demon Slayer Train. What?
Infinity Train.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Infinity Train? No. I mean, spoiler for the... I'm just happy that at least we get it.
Mm-hmm.
Like last night, tickets went on sale at midnight, and then like we were playing some Overwatch comp, which I was very good at. Justus helped me back, but that Arissa held us back. But besides that, no. Then we remembered that the tickets were on sale because my buddy Max messaged me. So at like 1 o'clock in the morning, we ended up getting our tickets. First one to get our tickets in the optimal seating area of the movie, and now like
not my favorite spot.
Then like now the 2 rows in front of us and like the 2 rows behind us are just all sold out.
3 rows behind us and 2 in front of us.
Because how they do the tickets is whatever ticket you buy, they block off 2 spaces to your left and 2 spaces to your right. So you have social distance. So I got us 3 tickets, 1 for him, 1 for me, and 1 for one other person that wants to go. So like we basically kind of have a whole almost row to ourselves because there's not much spaces to the left or the right.
This dude spent $50.
Yeah. Dude, they kept trying to get me to buy the movie club. They're like, yeah, register for the movie club, you get a free ticket, and you don't got to pay the fees. I'm like, first of all, it's bullshit that there's fees. Fuck you, because it's all done online. I'm paying to go see the movie. That's the fee you get. Mm-hmm. It's like $13 a ticket, but to be fair, it's in the big screen, which I really want. I wanted to see it in the big screen because the bigger screenings have the better sound systems as well. So it's going to be pretty good. Especially for the music. The music sounds really good. Like, they've already had part of the soundtrack out because the movie's been out for a while in Japan. It's still, I think it's the #1 movie of all time in Japan, right?
Yes.
Even over their regular, like, movies that aren't animated. Because it beat Your Name.
Yeah. It beat Spirited Away.
Oh, yeah. That was the big one.
Yeah. That day's going to be super exciting for a couple reasons. Because, like, at midnight, you'll probably be awake. So we're gonna watch it on the 22nd, and then like right at midnight, the fucking new Mortal Kombat movie comes out.
So we just
on the 23rd. So
we just get tickets for Mortal Kombat then too.
No, I'm not gonna go see that in theaters. I'll watch that shit at home.
So we're gonna watch Mortal Kombat. Should we podcast before or after we watch the Train? We should podcast after watch Infinity Train and just have that. It's been decided. We're talking about the Train in 2 weeks. Right?
Yeah.
It's 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
We're recording this on a Friday rather than a Thursday. Something came up yesterday, so. Okay. So, to our shows.
Yes.
It's a new season, new us. I need to get my phone out.
Yeah. New season, new me.
Check us out. Season 3 of Exanime.
Yes.
So, we have a list of what we're going to be watching this season. Oh,
you spelled your wrong.
Where?
Under the crunchy roll YOR.
Oh, I was typing it so fast. Okay, so the biggest show of the season that we're watching, obviously, we have a whole bunch of shows up. I don't know. I'll probably just post a list. You'll see it on the bottom, what we're talking about. because we don't have that much headroom anymore. So on the bottom of the screen down here, you'll see a picture and what we're going. So My Hero Academia Season 5, obviously. I'm not going to bother reading the synopsis because who the fuck cares? It's My Hero. You know what you're getting into. It's on Crunchyroll, and it's done by Studio Bones, for people that don't know. People that did Noragami, Mob Psycho 100, Full Metal Alchemist, and Soul Eater. I actually didn't know that Bones did Soul Eater.
Yeah.
Which is actually very interesting when I was looking up a lot of these studios to see who does what. Yeah, that's pretty much it for My Hero. The other thing I want to mention real quick that I'm still watching from last season is...
Bones also did Eureka 7, one of the best animes ever.
Yeah. I didn't have that much to write down.
I know.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm just going to throw that one out there.
They do a lot of good anime. They pick up stuff that's a good story and good animation. This was also Fullmetal Alchemist original. I don't think they did Brotherhood.
They did Brotherhood.
Did they do Brotherhood as well? And then another show I'm watching from last season, you can't see it because the light, but it's So I'm a Spider, So What? Because that's still going for its 24 episodes.
That bottom barn door just needs to be raised a little bit, right?
Kind of no. It's too dark on the screen. Oh, well. I mean, I'll have pictures on the bottom. It doesn't matter. And then we're both watching these together. We'll still be watching shows outside of this, but this is kind of what we're watching week to week, and then we'll narrow it down soon.
So the other one that we're watching is season 2 of Zombieland Saga, which the first episode aired yesterday.
Yes.
It's Zombieland Saga Revenge. Do you want me to go through the synopsis, or like?
You can. That's
like
up to you.
I verbatim or just kind of like...
Just kind of whatever you want. Yeah. I skipped over My Hero because it's the 5th season. You should know what My Hero is.
Yeah. I'm just going to kind of do a fairly condensed version. It's kind of self-explanatory with the title. They're idols that are zombies, and they're actually based in the Saga prefecture of Japan. So that's Zombieland Saga. Someone thought it would be a good idea. And they helped a little bit. Helps a little bit. Yep, there you go.
Continue, sorry. It makes it darker, but oh well, who cares?
Yeah. The threw me off a little bit.
So prefecture something.
Yeah.
Zombies.
So it's like the Saga kind of prefecture where idol groups are very popular. Every one of the girls are either from past idol groups or in the main character, her case, I guess she's not quite the main character, but she was aspiring to be an idol. You would know her, which is this lovely lady right here in the front. I forget what her name is. I think it's Sakura.
I didn't write down any of the character names.
Yeah.
I just have the synopsis.
She got fucking smacked. Yeah, you would have recognized her from the Truck Coon meme where she fucking runs out of her house into the street.
Dude,
just,
that was such a heavily used meme for such a long time.
Because it's a really good one. Did
you see the K-On!
I
one?
busted out laughing first watching that. What?
Did you see the K-On! one?
Yeah.
When it just they hit her and just them driving.
Yeah. And their entire goal is to just become a successful idol group. A lot of the first season focused around some of the backstory of a couple of the characters, being Lily, Sakura. There you go. The fact that they like do slow-mo and everything, there wasn't the wasted, but it was pretty hilarious. It was.
You keep talking. I'm just gonna have it going.
God damn it. But they go through like a pretty good rise, and then Revenge, basically they tried to do a venue that was supposed to hold like 30,000 people, and 500 people showed up. And they like were stuck with the bill and kind of like had press where it's like, oh yeah, their most recent concert absolutely bombed. So now they're kind of trying to work to make a comeback. This is my first like idol anime that I've ever watched. It's pretty good on the comedy. And that's one of the main reasons why I enjoy it a lot. It's done by Studio Mappa, which like
they failed me last season with Attack on Titan. The animation could have been better.
Have you seen fucking Zombieland Saga? Literally all of
the one where they're like dancing.
Well, all of their dance scenes are full CG.
Yeah, but it's not good CG. I mean, Attack on Titan got better. Yeah. No, Mappa's doing it, and it's available on what? Crunchyroll, Funimation.
Just Crunchy.
Is it just Crunchy?
I believe it's just Crunchy.
This is
Crunchy. Well, you only
Funimation
put Crunchy here.
Oh, my apologies. My apologies.
Yeah.
Unless this updated, maybe I don't.
It could be. Some of those get updated later.
Some of them, like even My Hero, still doesn't have a synopsis. Which who cares? It's My Hero.
Yeah, My Hero is hilariously one of those where it's like it should just say you should know by now.
You know the drill.
Yeah.
The next big show that we're watching, that's our second one. Which I still need to watch season 1. I'm gonna powerhouse through because it's only 12 episodes, right?
Yes. So it's Zombieland. Season 2 is also confirmed to be only 12 episodes.
The next big one I'm watching that looked really interesting was it's called 86, like the number 86, and then the words 8-6, so 86. No known episode number and runtime. I just think it hasn't been updated yet. The one thing that made me really want to watch it though is it's done by A1 Pictures, so they're known for stuff like SAO, Darling in the Franxx, Love is War. And then Erased and Your Lie in April. So
they also did Anohana.
Yes. So all big shows that are known. And I mean, they've done some of the Seven Deadly Sin stuff and the Blue Exorcist. They've done a lot of fucking good shows, like good story.
They have a good massively high animation quality.
Yeah.
Like, so I think, so real quick, I think like Mappa does a really good job with like fight animations and stuff like that. On the CG side, I think A1 is very superior, CG wise. I'm just doing this to annoy you now.
I hear it. And I know I'm gonna have to edit that. Maybe I don't know.
Like I physically can't hear it.
Yeah, it's on. This is gonna be on Crunchyroll and Verve. The CG actually looks. About Verve. I mean, some people do. Like, there was a point where I had Verve for a month. I wasn't a huge fan because I got it when it was early, and I didn't think it was really worth it. Some people say it's kind of worth it, but I mean, that's to each their own. Just keep making the free, 30-day trial of them or whatever. Yeah. But I mainly picked it because A1 Pictures. I like the trailer. The CG was like, some of the CG in the trailer was fucking fantastic. Like, you could barely tell. And then some of the CG, it's like, that's CG, but it kind of makes sense for that one scene. Mm-hmm. But it's a really long synopsis. But a young man and 86ers who constantly face death on the front lines and a promising young woman in the military elite. Ordinarily, they would never cross paths, but now as a fierce war rages around them, they're looking towards the future. Basically, there was like these two. Listen, it's very much like a Gundam type thing, which is why I want to fucking watch it. There's two big factions, and apparently they lived in peace, and now one of the factions wants to go to war, and now it's all about that. It kind of reminds me of what is that? I think it's Gundam Seed. That's kind of similar to that, or no, it's Gundam 00, which is kind of like that. That's one of the shows that I think I'm just gonna personally watch. I put it on there as our to watch together list, but that's probably just gonna be a me only show because the other show we wanted to watch was The Way of the House Husband. But that's just Netflix, and you can't watch it until it's fully out. Same thing with Shaman King.
Yeah, and apparently the first episode of The Way of the House Husband, it's
terrible
stills
reviews
that are voice acted.
Yeah, so we'll have to see. I mean, that show I thought had big hopes. I mean, the trailer looked great, but we'll have to see.
Yeah,
and this is
the next one. I'm excited about this one. This is To Your Eternity. It's written by the same mangaka that wrote A Silent Voice, and the manga has had a very high reception, positive reception. The synopsis, I'm just going to read this small one. A lonely boy wandering the Arctic regions of North America meets a wolf, and the two become fast friends. Depending on each other to survive the harsh environment, but the boy has a history, and the wolf is more than meets the eye as well.
He's a Decepticon.
Autobots, roll out.
It's weird because it says 20 episodes, which is a weird
Yeah, it's a weird number.
I don't know if it actually is going to be 20 or they just mistyped it, but episode 1 comes out in 2 days. Because you own the manga for this, right?
I have the first 2 volumes.
Have you read them yet?
No. I've been busy.
Reviews out soon.
Yeah. And it's available on Crunchyroll. It's done by Studio Brainbase, which hasn't done a whole lot, but some of the shows that they have done, being, Durara and Assassination Classroom, Inspector's a little iffy. I know,
but they did have some good animation for some of the stuff, and they had some okay fights from what we saw.
They also did Snafu, so
yeah, which was also very. They've done a lot of like known shows, but they aren't like the most popular, but they're popular enough that everyone knows, like Blood Lad, My Little Monster, Durara, I fucking love, and Defrag, hilarious. One of the most hilarious scenes is have you seen it?
No.
It's a gif that always goes around. It's this girl, it's stereotypical. She's trying to zip up her hoodie and it's too tight. One of the guys is staring at her, and literally the fucking zipper pops off and just fucking pings him in the fucking face. Like, you have seen the gif.
I think so.
A lot of it's a very gif friendly show.
They did Spice and Wolf.
I also did Kiss Him Not Me. Sorry, it's my personal pleasures. I love rom-com, and it's a very rom-com show. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Blah, 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 blah.
They also did Baccano. So
yeah,
they've got a history of staple shows.
I think their biggest show is probably still Assassination Classroom. They did a special. Sorry, I don't know if they did. Did they do the whole thing?
Yeah, they did the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably one of their most well-known, I would say, after maybe Snafu. I know a lot of people like that show. That my most anticipated show, which I never thought there was going to be a season 2, but apparently we thought we needed a season 2. Megalobox Nomad. So it's just Megalobox season 2. Have you seen season 1? Basically, the whole thing. It's Megalobox. I think it's the main character is Joe, but everyone calls him Gearless Joe. 'Cause in the future, people box with like some robot help. Like, basically, it's a whole bunch of pistons and stuff tied to your back, so you hit harder, but you can block with the robotic arms. And season 1 was all about this guy, Joe, which the first couple fights he had, he got his ass kicked, but he won barely. But they're trying to hype him up, kind of like a Rocky thing, where it's like, oh, what makes him special? And then he stopped wearing the gear, and he was beating people with the gear because he wants to go back to the old ways of boxing, where it's just, man versus man, no gear. Season 2, it looks like kind of how Rocky... Hey, remember Rocky 4? How, like, Balboa just kind of...
I have seen the first Rocky movie, and that is it.
Oh, well, now it looks like Joe's kind of dropped out of the boxing scene. Do you care how I say how season 1 ended? So season 1 ended with Joe won. Like, he went and fought this all-time champion that really respected Joe because he didn't wear gear. So the all-time champion took off his built-in, like, next-gen gear where it's, like, perfectly flush with your spine. They said, oh, it's super dangerous if you take off this gear. But he took off the gear, so they had a regular boxing match. Just guys with no gear boxing it out. And the show ended like that. Everyone was like, okay, good ending, It was perfect. I wouldn't say perfect, but it's what the ending should have been. So now they're doing season 2. It looks super interesting because it looks like a comeback story. It looks like he's fallen off the throne because he stopped doing what he wanted. He took up drugs and drinking again. So we'll have to see. It's done by TMS Entertainment, and they've done big shows like, the last big shows were Dr. Stone for the season we just did, and Dr. Stone season 2. Then the season before, they did Rent-A-Girlfriend, Fruits Basket, the new one, like you like.
Yeah, which they're doing 2 shows this season because the final season of Fruits Basket is airing right now as well.
But it's such a weird transition of Rent-A-Girlfriend, Real Life, Fruits Basket to here's a very gritty. If you like Cowboy Bebop, this is definitely a show for you. It has an animation
it makes
quality.
sense because they've also done like D. Gray Man and Bakai.
Yeah, they've done a lot of cool shows. I listed a lot of shows that are recent, not really older shows, so people know. But it's crazy. Not crazy. It's just weird seeing what they've done.
I think it's crazy how long they've existed. Did you see where it said when they were founded up at the very top?
46. Jesus Christ.
1946. These guys were founded a year after the war ended.
Yeah. So, the thing is, I have high hopes for the show. I just hope the story's good because Megalobox season 1 was super fucking good. I mean, I didn't want another season. I thought it was a complete story. That's on me. That's a one show. I mean, if you want to watch it, maybe it'll be a Henry show again. We have like 11 shows on this list.
Yeah.
Of what we're kind of watching. There's other shows I might watch because after the first couple episodes, you find out, oh, it's actually really good. I should watch it. The trailers didn't do it justice.
Mm-hmm.
Justice.
There are a couple shows where it's like, oh, we wanted this to be on the list, but now they couldn't. Shaman King is another one where
it's all Netflix.
Yeah, it's all on Netflix.
Unless we use VPNs, but that's a little too much for people, like regular people that would watch us and subscribe to us.
Yeah. The next one, Combatants Will Be Dispatched.
That's one you've been looking forward to since they announced it.
So I've watched the first episode. I'm kind of mixed on it. It's written by the exact same mangaka that did Konosuba. I guess he's Konosuba's light novels originally, isn't it?
Yeah. Yep.
The first episode is kind of mixed bag personally for me. But the synopsis is, turns out evil takes initiative. With world domination close at hand, the Kisaragi Corporation turns its sights on interstellar conquest. And who better to take over a magical world than two randomly assigned minions, Combatant Agent 6 and his android partner Alice. But Six's path up in the evil corporation ladder won't be easy, and Demon Lord's army is hatching its own nefarious plan. It's done by JC Staff. They've done like Food Wars, Toradora, Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? They've also done Konosuba, so...
I also forgot to put in there they did Railgun T. They've done... I mean, they would have done all of Food Wars. They've done a lot of good shows.
Yeah, it's just... I don't know... For whatever reason, this first episode, especially animation quality, it seemed like it had moments where it was kind of meh.
Oh, yeah, they're also doing The Way of the House Husband.
Oh, well,
Rip.
Yeah. It's on Funimation. I'm looking forward to seeing how it's going to play out. By the way, you've seen Gabriel Dropout, right?
Part of it.
You know what the main angel sounds like? When I first saw her, I was like, oh, she looks like fucking Gabriel. It kind of has that like angel kind of vibe. Same voice actress. I was when she started speaking.
Boys, let's do it again. If it worked once.
When she started speaking, that was the only moment where I was like, yes, they did good.
That's literally the meeting. They're like, hey, who should we pick? Let's draw the same character. Okay, same voice actress. Yeah, sure, why not? We're done.
Yeah. I will also say real quick, the agent or Combatant Agent 6, little over the top, but
I haven't watched it. The only thing I've watched this season so far is the first episode of My Hero, which was pretty fucking boring. Next week, though, we'll have a whole bunch of... Well, next week we won't talk about anything because we have our special next week. The next big show...
what's the name of the main character in Konosuba?
Kazuma.
Kazuma? I think
Chim-chim-chamaru.
He's slightly more over the top than Kazuma. And I think Kazuma is like that perfect balance.
Yeah, Kazuma, he does a very funny character, too, the way he acts. They let him play it up, it seems like.
Yeah.
The next show, which was on here, I pulled up, Farewell, My Dear Kramer. Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, I had to get it open. Let me get the picture up here.
Kramer, not Kramer.
Did I say Kramer? I'm so sorry. Did I say Kramer? I'm pretty sure I said Kramer.
It sounded like
Roll the tape.
It sounded like you said Kramer, not Crammer.
Oh, it's been a long day.
Yeah, like someone who crams.
The main reason why I picked it, I don't know, for some reason I watched it and immediately I just got like a Your Lie in April vibe, which we are watching right now, rewatching. I picked it because a lot of people kind of recommended it already, that people that usually don't recommend me anime recommended it to me. They've done stuff like, it's on Crunchyroll first off. They've done stuff like Cells at Work Code Black, Terra for Mars, or most people just call it Terraformers because it's supposed to be Terra for Mars. Records of a Bastard Magic Instructor, which was a very good show. I really enjoyed that. So it's the same studio that's done a couple shows that I really, really like. But it's also done by I don't think I put the studio. I think I just put it on Crunchyroll. It's done by Studio Linden Films on there. But it's 13 episodes, pretty standard on there. With no soccer accomplishments to speak of during the entirety of the Sumer Sunoju's high school years, the young wing gets an old offer. Suo's main rival, I'm not going to pronounce that name, invites her to join up on the same team in her high school with the promise that she'll be able to never let Suo play alone. It's an earnest offer, but the question is whether Suo will take her up on it. Thus, the curtain opens the story that collects an enormous cast of individual soccer-playing personalities.
Midori Soshizaki.
That's my boy. So it's from what I got from it, it seems like it's going to be like a sports anime, but I just saw it, like the trailers. Here, let me pull it up. No sound. But I just like this. I mean, that was a bad picture. I think I just like the style that's kind of drawn in.
It reminds me of Kakushi Goto, that animation style. A little bit.
Yeah. And I think I'm just kind of a sucker for sports anime. But it's one option where we might keep it, we might drop it. We'll have to see how it goes.
They're another one that's doing 2 shows this season. We're actually going to get ready to talk about another one that they're doing. From Leiden Films. I'm up next. Woo. The Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagataro. That one is an interesting one. It's kind of like along the lines of teasing Takagi-san. It's a show that, like, I don't think a lot of people were expecting to get an anime adaptation. It
just kind of showed up. Now, the thing is, the manga was super popular. A lot of people really like the manga.
Mm-hmm. It's on Crunchyroll. I don't know how. I don't think they've announced how many episodes.
No, it's still up in there. 12, but
12. Okay. It's done by Studio Telecom. They did Tower of God, which I do like. Tower of God's animation style. What's the most popular thing they've done?
The studio it was founded in 1975. I wonder if they've done other things. Most popular or the highest rated one is Lupin. Tower of God, Lupin, the third part 5. It's
I'm assuming they've done stuff. A bunch of Lupin and Chain Chronicles.
Another big thing is Orange. That's a TV show a lot of people liked. It's kind of like a rom-com is kind of how I describe it.
Yeah. Quick synopsis, super simple. Nagataro is a freshman in high school who loves teaching and tutoring her older male classmate. With her motivation and why does Senpai put up with her? What's her motivation and why does Senpai put up with her? Does Nagataro just want to create misery for Senpai, or maybe she secretly likes him?
Yeah. I think it'll be a very much... I'm trying to think of it. I can't think of the name of this other. It's like Angel something. But a lot of people were really hyped for it, and the people that read the manga said it's actually pretty good. So maybe I'll pick it up. I don't know. I have a lot on my plate.
Yeah. There's also one show on our internal list that we didn't add. I'll talk about it at the end.
Shit, I clicked on the wrong thing. Whatever. Click on that. I'm not going to read the synopsis for this because it's kind of a little long. Basically,
Mars Red.
Yeah. The next show is Mars Red. Let me get the picture up on there. The trailer, the main reason why I picked it was the trailer looks really good. It actually has a very Tower of God feel animation style-wise of it if you watch the trailer. But apparently there's a growing number of... the story takes place in 1923, and vampires have existed for quite a while, but now the number of vampires is increasing, and a mysterious artificial blood source called Askra has appeared. The Japanese government, in the turn, creates Code Zero, a unit which... the army is tasked with taking down vampiric forces, and a way better way to track vampires than by using vampires. So basically, these are vampires tracking other vampires on there.
To get some Trinity blood vibes.
Yeah. So this studio, if I remember correctly, hasn't done a whole lot. Same thing, kind of like some of these other studios. They haven't done a whole lot because it's only been around since 2014. So relatively new, but they've done shows that I liked, like Recovery of MMO Junkie, which is like a fantasy, romance, comedy. It's a whole bunch of different things on there. They're doing another show that everyone's anticipating is Platinum End. Obviously, we haven't seen it yet, but they've done stuff like Napping Princess, which is a movie which was pretty good. Adam the Beginning, which I've seen some of, but people really like. Other than that, it's not a whole bunch more that I've seen because it's kind of like a weird genre of shows that they do. But this seems super interesting. It very much looks like when you watch a trailer, it looks like Tower of God.
And this one is on Funimation. Most stuff like this, if they're on Funimation, they're probably also on Hulu. There's very few shows that Funimation gets that are just exclusively Funimation, but there are some, like some of the like.
Well, they have a deal with Hulu, don't they?
Yeah.
Another show you were waiting for.
This one I was kind of interested in. The Pretty Boy Detective Club, just because I like the art style. That was kind of the main reason. It's also on Funimation. It's done by Studio Shaft, who has done Nisekoi and the Monogatari series, as well as like March Comes In Like a Lion. So
which are all great shows, especially March Comes In Like a Lion.
I'm very much a Monogatari like.
Oh, we know you are. Now, how do you watch that show?
You always start with Bakemonogatari, but like whatever.
I always give him shit because you look at the watch list, like watch this, then skip to this, then come back to. It's a good show nonetheless.
Yeah, you could always just watch
series,
it in its release order, because especially like its original release order. Little tangent. Its original release order still, though some timelines are a little out of order, it bows things up very well near the end.
It's not like Gundam where they're just like, fuck it.
Yeah, no. But the synopsis is Mayumi Dojima is a young girl who has been searching for a star that she saw only once 10 years ago. She visits the headquarters of the Pretty Boy Detective Club, where she meets 5 pretty boys. Sorry, I can't help but giggle like that. Who are each unique in their own ways. Her encounter with the boys marks her beginning of an extraordinary search for a lost star. A beautiful and dazzling mystery adventure. Story starts now. It looks interesting. It starts in like a day or two, I think.
Let me go back to it. Starts in 15 hours. Yep, tomorrow.
15 hours.
No episode count, no runtime, off of live charts. My anime list might have a more updated. My guess is 12 episodes, 24 minutes an episode.
Yeah, typically this gets updated around the same time.
Yeah.
We do have one more show that wasn't on the list. I know I'm watching it. It's also done by did one studio. I'm really good at knowing where things are.
What's the name of the show?
From Leiden. It's Tokyo Ravengers.
Oh.
Or Tokyo Revengers.
I had that on there.
Mm-hmm.
And I took it off because the trailers, like they put out a few more and it doesn't look as interesting as I thought it once did. We'll probably still watch it and see how it goes.
Yeah.
But once I read the synopsis more, because they updated a synopsis on it, I don't know. It might be good, might be bad.
Yeah. For me, the show is you don't know how many episodes. It's going to be on Crunchyroll. Super small synopsis. It's basically like a new version of Erased. That's kind of the core reason why I'm interested.
Is it? That's not what I got from the synopsis. Are you thinking of Tokyo Ravengers?
Yes. Takamichi Hanagaki is a freelancer that has reached the absolute pits of despair in his life. He finds out that the only girlfriend he ever had in his life that he dated in middle school, Hinata Tachibana, had been killed by the ruthless Tokyo Maji gang. The day after hearing about her death, he's standing
this
on the station platform and ends up being pushed over the tracks by a herd of people. He closes his eyes thinking that he's about to die, but when he opens his eyes back up, he has somehow gone back in time 12 years.
Oh, the original synopsis that I saw at the time when I made this was only that part.
Oh, yeah. No.
That's why I was very confused. I was like, I don't remember this being like.
Yeah. Now that he's back living the best days of his life, Takemichi decides to get revenge on his life by saving his girlfriend and changing himself that he had been running away from.
There's some weird shows.
Yeah, I'm interested.
Yeah. One show I'll be watching by myself probably this season.
Is it considered an isekai if you just go back in time?
No, because the isekai is another world. Isekai is definitely
parallel world. You just don't know.
Well, we're going to get into the physics of it. Like, oh, it's a parallel world. That'd be another world.
Look, apparently SAO is a fucking isekai.
They consider SAO an isekai?
Yeah.
That's fucking dumb. It's not an isekai. It's a fantasy. No, one thing I'm watching two things I'll be watching by myself, or I guess three because I'm watching Spider, is How Not to Summon a Demon Lord. Don't remember what that symbol is.
Omega.
And then I'm also watching, I've only watched the first episode because everyone was losing their shit over it, was after being rejected, I shaved and took in a high school runaway. First episode was like weird. Like,
I could imagine.
Basically, this high school runaway sitting under a lamp. Do you care if I talk about it? Or
yeah,
it keeps happening when you keep touching focal point.
Well, I'm like leaning back a little bit. Oh, she got weird.
So.
Is that better?
Yeah. See,
I don't know why I did that.
Stop touching it.
Well, I was trying to lean back just a little bit. I'm trying to be comfortable. I'm sorry that I couldn't be comfortable.
No, basically, you said you don't care if I talk about it, right?
Yeah, I don't care.
Basically, the first episode, dude's in a bar, sitting with this like beautiful woman. They're having dinner, and it looks like a date. He's like, whatever, Miss Bitch Face. I don't know what her name is. He's like, hey, you want to be my girlfriend? She's like, I don't talk about this at work often, but I've actually been seeing a guy for 5 years. I'm like, how the fuck do you see someone for 5 years and not tell a single goddamn soul about it, especially at work? And then he's talking to his work friend the next scene in another bar, and he's like, I can't believe she's married. He's like, oh, I didn't know about it. No one knows about it at the office. Like, how the fuck do you keep your husband your boyfriend a secret for 5 fucking years? You don't say a fucking word about it at all, especially to someone that's been like fawning over her for that long. It's a shitty setup to the next thing. So he gets drunk at the bar, walks home, sees this girl sitting under a fucking lamppost, like a high school chick or whatever. And he's drunk as fuck. He's like, what are you doing out this late? It's like midnight. She's like, I ran away from home, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, can I stay at your place? He's like, sure, whatever. Or he says, no. He says, you need to go to the police station. She says, well, I'll let you sleep with me if I can stay at your place. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on in this show? First we get Redo of a Healer. Now someone's going to be sleeping with some high schooler? Hell no. So I keep watching the show. And then they go back to his place. She's like, okay, I'll sleep with you. And it has one of the best quotes of the season so far. I don't think anything's going to top it. He tries telling her like, I don't want to be with you. Plus the girls with at the bar has much bigger boobs than you. She's like, well, aren't F cups you can touch right now better than H cups you can't touch? And that's every fucking comment under that video from like Crunchyroll.
That is.
He didn't sleep with her. He's taking care of her as a father figure.
Till the very end.
I mean, hey.
That statement right there is totally on the levels of domestic girlfriends. It's not like we're blood related or anything.
Yeah. They know their audience, and that's who they're trying to serve right now. That's basically it for the season. There might be other things we pick up here and there. We might drop. Because like I said, everything's just about to air this week.
Mm-hmm. There were only a couple that had already started airing. Like
Full Dive just aired.
Mm-hmm.
The Ultimate Next Gen Dive RPG is even shittier than real life. A lot of people are liking that show.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of fan service in it. That's probably why. But
Fruits Basket's still really good though. Just saying. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah,
I love it.
There's a decent lineup though this season.
Mm-hmm.
Decent lineup of new stuff, I should say. That's about it.
Yeah.
Got anything else? Get your tickets for the train.
Watch anime. Just keep watching anime.
Or hentai. So too.
Subscribe, please, for the love of God.
Please subscribe. Please watch. Please tell people. Please like.
Yeah. Currently, the last podcast doesn't even have any views. Please, someone watch this. Please.
We'll look back at this in like 5 or 6 years. Like, I had no views. Now it's got 1.
People are listening on Anchor.
Yeah, Anchor people watch on YouTube. Even if you just mute the video and turn it on in the background.
No, don't do that. Like, actually watch. We want engagement. So
they're gonna listen to it anyways.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.